John Cena is easily one of the most famous pro wrestlers of all time. Since his WWE debut in 2000, John climbed the ranks of the wrestling empire to become WWE champion in the year 2005. His immense work ethic allowed John to branch out from his wrestling career into other industries, becoming successful in the realms of both music and film. Cena's first successes outside of the world of professional wrestling came in the year 2005 when he released his debut album, You Can't See Me. The album features his WWE entrance song, The Time Is Now, which has maintained its popularity by reaching meme status in 2015. The album was so successful that it even went platinum, reaching over 1 million record sales. Cena has continued this multi-industry success by branching out into the acting industry, much like his professional wrestling counterpart, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. While his acting career hasn't yet been as prolific and successful as The Rock's, it has been very impressive. John Cena has showcased the ability to be successful in multiple genres of film. He started his acting career by starring in a trio of movies for the WWE's production company, WWE Studios. The first of these films was The Marine, an action film about an Iraq war veteran. The next was 2009's 12 Rounds, which was directed by Renny Harlin, who directed famous action flicks Die Hard 2 and Speed. The third film was a drama titled Legendary, about high school wrestling. From there, John Cena's acting career took off, and in 2010, he made an appearance in the Nickelodeon children's comedy Fred the Movie. He continued this trend of comedy films by making appearances in the comedies Trainwreck, Sisters, and Daddy's Home 1 and 2. Cena has also showcased his voice acting talent in the animated films Smurf 2, Ferdinand, and the 2020 Robert Downey Jr. live-action film Dolittle. Cena's acting career is slated to continue on this upward trend, as he has a role in the upcoming Fast and Furious film F9, and the newest entry in DC's Suicide Squad series, The Suicide Squad, which are both slated to have massive sales. That was a glimpse into how John Cena makes his money, but what about how he spends it? Well, for starters, Cena is a noted car collector. His collection is comprised of many different types of vehicles, from SUVs to classic American muscle cars, and even bona fide race cars. One of these bona fide race cars that sits in John Cena's garage is a 2005 Ford GT. This car is an homage to the legendary 1960s Ford GT40, which was constructed to compete against Ferrari in the historic 24 Hours of Le Mans races that set the scene for the 2019 movie Ford vs. Ferrari. The 2005 Ford GT owned by Cena has a massive 5-liter supercharged V8 engine that's capable of pumping out 550 horsepower and 500 foot-pounds of torque. The massive amount of power generated by this engine can propel the Ford GT to a blistering top speed of 205 miles per hour. At release, the Ford GT was sold for a whopping $150,000. Steep demand for the car has driven that price up, however, and if you want one of these racers for yourself, you're going to have to shell out up to $300,000. John Cena is no stranger to retro racers either. He is the proud owner of a Plymouth Roadrunner Superbird, which is a cousin to the iconic Dodge Daytona. Much like its Dodge counterpart, the Plymouth Superbird was used in many NASCAR races in the 1970s, when the NASCAR rules were changed to allow cars that were sold in dealerships to be used in competition. The Plymouth Superbird was short-lived, but has since become an icon in the muscle car scene due to its limited production and unique design. The Superbird had an extended aerodynamic nose added to its design that let the car cut through the air with ease. There was also a large spoiler attached to the back to add downforce to the muscle car, so that it would have increased traction at higher speeds. John also owns the Superbird's cousin, the Dodge Daytona, which was Dodge's race car variant of the Charger. This muscle car has the same aerodynamic features as the Superbird, and each of these NASCAR rides goes for around $150,000. John is also the proud owner of a 1970 AMC Rebel. AMC was known best at the time for its sedans and station wagons, but they couldn't resist the muscle fever that was sweeping the nation at the time. This patriotic all-American muscle car is nicknamed the Machine, and for good reason. The standard engine in the machine was a whopping V8 that could push out a massive 340 horsepower and made the previous model year Rebels feel like ancient relics. Cena's patriotic automobile is adorned with an all-American red, white, and blue paint job, and if you want one like that for yourself, you better be ready to shell out around 70 grand. John Cena also purchased a pair of Lamborghinis. Even though they're made by the same manufacturer, the two cars are totally different beasts. The first of the two is no longer owned by Cena, but it cost him around $198,000. The 2009 Lamborghini Gallardo was affectionately dubbed the Lamborghini by Cena due to its lime green paint job. The next is Cena's all-black 2006 Lamborghini Murcielago Coupe, which cost Cena a whopping $298,000. This Lambo is the much more luxurious of the two, which is probably why John kept it in his collection and ditched the Lamborghini. Even though John Cena owns a Lambo, he's also a huge fan of Ferraris. He owns a pair of 2007 Ferrari 599s, one in that iconic Ferrari red and another in yellow. These two cars were massively expensive, with each one costing almost $275,000 apiece. Cena's Ferrari fanaticism doesn't end there though. He's also the proud owner of a Ferrari 360 Spider, which was his childhood dream car. This beautiful Ferrari comes in that classic fire engine red and is equipped with an 8-cylinder engine capable of pushing out 400 horsepower. When this car was released in 2004, it went for $172,000, making it the most expensive Ferrari in John Cena's collection. Cena's car collection doesn't just contain high-end luxury and muscle cars, however. John still owns his not-so-luxurious 1989 Jeep Wrangler. John purchased this 4x4 off-roader with his very first WWE paycheck, and he just doesn't have the heart to get rid of it. The Wrangler wasn't safe from John's gearhead ways, and it has since been modified with large tires and an open roof. Truth be told, Cena's Wrangler probably wouldn't even be worth selling. 89 Wranglers in the condition that the WWE Champion's ride is in only go for a few $1,000s max, which is a drop in the bucket compared to what the action star makes in both wrestling and Hollywood. Moving on from cars, another expensive possession that belongs to the Doctor of Thugonomics is his Land O'Lakes, Florida residence that he purchased for $525,000. Cena must like his privacy, as the home is right outside of Tampa, Florida, in a gated community. The sprawling house now resembles a compound, as Cena has heavily modified the property to accommodate his car-collecting addiction. The value of the home is now estimated to be somewhere in the ballpark of $3.5 million, and it's not hard to see why. The property includes some luxurious amenities like an enclosed swimming pool that's complete with a water slide and fountains, as well as an elevator in the house that goes to Cena's master bedroom. There's also a giant guest house that's attached to the side of the main building for when the WWE superstar is entertaining guests. The former WWE champ owns another house in San Diego, but exactly where it's located isn't really public knowledge. Cena really takes the whole "you can't see me" thing seriously, and wants some aspects of his life to remain private. The home was featured on the television show Total Bellas, however, and we do know that it is quite a bit tamer than his Florida home. There is still a pool, but it's sans water slide and fountains. Instead, there's an outdoor kitchen built for entertaining guests, which seems to be a specialty of his. Aside from cars and his houses, John Cena loves donating to charitable causes. The world-famous WWE superstar recently became the first ever celebrity to grant 600 wishes for sick children as a part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. In 2019, John donated $500,000 to the California wildlife relief efforts, and was quoted as saying that first responders such as firefighters are his heroes, and he felt obligated to give such a donation. Cena is also passionate about helping military veterans. He helped the nonprofit organization FitOps raise $1 million to help fight veteran suicide in 2019, and then matched the donations with $1 million of his own money. It seems like John's heart is as big as his muscles, and as big as his staggering net worth. John Cena's net worth is estimated to be around $60 million, which easily makes him the second richest wrestler in the world, behind only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Cena may catch up soon though, especially if he keeps up his Hollywood hot streak. So, do you think Mr. Cena will eventually catch up to The Rock? Let us know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We would really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.